Hello everyone, welcome to Zoom in Data. In this DP 600 course, you'll learn Microsoft Fabric from an analytics engineer's perspective, focusing on data modeling, DAX, performance optimization, governance, and building end-to-end analytics solutions. This series is designed to help you prepare for the interview while gaining practical, real-world skills. At Zoom in Data, we simplify complex data concepts through clear, structured learning to help you grow faster in your data career. In DAX, context refers to the environment in which a formula is evaluated and determines which data is included in the calculation. It controls how results are produced based on the available data. There are two primary types of context in DAX: row context and filter context. These concepts form the foundation of all DAX calculations and are essential for building accurate and reliable analytical models. Row context means that DAX evaluates calculations one row at a time, giving each row its own evaluation scope. The formula has access only to the values within that specific row. Row context is most commonly used in calculated columns, where each row is processed independently. It is also automatically created in row-based operations, such as iterator functions. A common example of row context is calculating sales by multiplying quantity and price for each row. In this scenario, the formula uses only the values available in the current row. Each row generates its own result independently. There is no interaction or awareness of other rows in the table, which clearly demonstrates how row context works. Filter context defines which rows are considered when a calculation is performed. It is created by report elements such as slicers, filters, and visuals. Filter context mainly affects measures, allowing them to respond dynamically to user interactions. As users change selections, the filter context updates, and the results change accordingly. An example of filter context is calculating total sales for a specific region or year. The measure only considers rows that match the selected filters. If the user changes the filter, the calculation updates automatically. This dynamic behavior allows reports to be interactive and user-driven. Row context and filter context serve different purposes in DAX. Row context focuses on calculations at the individual row level, while filter context works on a subset of data defined by filters. Row context is typically static because it does not change during evaluation, whereas filter context is dynamic and responds to user interaction. Together, they provide powerful analytical capabilities. Context transition is the process of converting row context into filter context. This happens when the calculate function is used within a row-based calculation. It allows the values from the current row to influence aggregated results. Context transition is a critical concept for building advanced DAX formulas and understanding how calculations behave. Context transition is the process of converting row context into filter context. This happens when the calculate function is used within a row-based calculation. It allows the values from the current row to influence aggregated results. Context transition is a critical concept for building advanced DAX formulas and understanding how calculations behave. Row context and filter context often work together in DAX calculations. Row context provides the values of the current row, while filter context determines which rows are included in the calculation. This combination enables complex and flexible analytical logic. It is widely used in real-world business scenarios. Many users make mistakes when working with context in DAX. A common issue is misunderstanding the difference between row context and filter context. Another mistake is using calculated columns when measures are more appropriate. Ignoring context transition can lead to incorrect results. Writing formulas without considering filter behavior often causes unexpected outputs. In summary, context determines how DAX calculations are evaluated and what data is included. Row context works at the row level and evaluates data independently. Filter context is dynamic and changes based on filters and user interactions. Mastering both concepts is essential for building advanced and accurate DAX calculations. Thank you for watching this video. Stay connected and contact Zoomin Data for more content on Microsoft Fabric and DP600. At Zoomin Data, we focus on clear, practical learning to build job-ready data skills. Follow Zoomin Data for the full series and more insights.